Hey guys, my name is Haley, and long time no see for those of you who have noticed that I haven't posted book videos in the last week or so because my life was kind of taken over by concerts. It was mildly unexpected because we weren't even sure if we were going to go to the first concert, and then by some weird chain of events, we ended up going to two, me and my friend Emily. So I'm assuming most of you have seen that I've posted a lot of footage from the Switchfoot and Relient K concert that I went to in Columbus, Ohio. I had a blast at that concert. It was so much fun. I got a lot of footage. I had like 45 minutes of footage. That took me a little while to edit, first of all. And for those of you who don't know, and I don't know if I've ever actually talked about it on here, so you probably don't know, is Switchfoot is one of my absolute favorite bands to see live. This was my third and fourth time seeing them live, actually, and they just put on such a good concert. I love their music. Their music, a lot of it is really good for sing-alongs at concerts, too. And the lead singer of Switchfoot, whose name is John Foreman, is very much a crowd surfer and a climber. Like, if there is anything in that venue for him to climb on, he will, whether it be speakers or railings or people helping him climb through the crowd. He's ridiculous. It's so entertaining. He's so good with crowds, and I admire that, especially in anyone, but especially musicians. So we actually bought the tickets to go to the Columbus one because Switchfoot is one of mine and Emily's favorite bands. Like, she grew up on them and Relient K. I wasn't super familiar with Relient K, but I really, really enjoyed their music that they played at the concert, and I sort of became an expert on some of their music by the time that we got around to the second concert. But the reason I wanted to make this video after that rambly introduction is because at the second concert we were much closer to the stage, so I wasn't about to spend the whole time recording like I did at the last one because we had a good viewpoint for me to record where we were in Columbus. But I wanted to go down front and like experience from that point of view. The way we got these tickets was the people that I dog sit for. The husband works with a woman, he's a nurse, he works at a hospital with a woman who has a best friend whose son is the bass player for Relient K. So in this weird chain of events, he mentioned offhandedly, like a couple days before the concert, like, would you like tickets to go see Relient K? And I was like, we just went to that concert because he knew I had gone to see it. Not thinking anything of it because he's the kind of person that you're like, sure, like, are you joking? Are you serious? I don't know. But he ended up, the night before the concert was supposed to happen in Pittsburgh, it's like 11 p.m. and by this point I'd forgotten about it. And he texts us, me and Emily, and was like, so they got you tickets to go see Relient K and Switchfoot's concert in Pittsburgh, you just have to drive there. And like, that's not a bad drive. It's like maybe a 2-hour drive for us. So we jumped on it. I called Emily. Emily was so confused. And she was like, we're going to see them again. And I was so excited because I like spontaneous things more, I think. Like, knowing that we were going to the concert the first time, I wasn't as excited because I was more prepared for it. But this one, I had no idea what to expect because I wasn't planning on going. So basically, we went and we met the guy who had given us the tickets, is the woman's son, who's the bass player. His name's Tom. And it was a weird chain of events that I'm not even going to get into here. It was a fantastic experience, and I'm so grateful that we had that opportunity. But another thing I wanted to explain, because I did take some footage, but I only took footage of like 3 songs this time. And only one of them were of the actual concert. Because this Switchfoot set was actually quite different from the one we saw in Columbus, which was really exciting for us because we had literally just seen this show. So they sang one of my favorite songs, which is called Stars, and I couldn't not record it because we had such good spot to and everything. So I recorded the entirety of Stars. And then John Foreman actually had another after show, which if you saw my last Switchfoot video, he did in Columbus as well. And his after shows are just some of the neatest things I've ever seen an artist do, especially for someone who's like relatively big, like Switchfoot is. Like, they've been around for a long time, like a good 15 or so years. And John Foreman started doing this thing when he came out with his solo music, doing after shows after Switchfoot shows to sing songs that they wouldn't normally sing in a concert like venue. But what it is the show's usually over by around 11 o'clock, like 11 p.m. He doesn't always, like, it's depending on how he's feeling and how much he gave into that concert and how exhausted he is. We were lucky enough that he did an after show in both of the shows that we saw. And at this point, they were a decent way into the tour, and John had only done like 1 or 2 after shows at that point. He'll tweet out by about 11:45 whether or not he's gonna do one, and then he'll have the after show at about midnight. The first after show we went to, the one that I already put footage up for, there were only maybe like 30 or so of us there, and it was really chill, like really quiet. Everybody could see him no matter where you were standing. And the second one that we went to, there were a good like 120, 130 people just following John Foreman down to the river across the street from the venue, right by the Steelers Stadium, if you know where that is. So there's like 120 people following John Foreman, like Pied Piper style, down to the river. And I could only imagine how weird it looked to people in Pittsburgh that didn't know what was going on. In that one, he had everybody sit down so like everybody could see because there were so many of us. And it's just, I think the fact that he does those for his fans is the neatest thing that I've ever seen an artist do, and that's why he is one of my favorite artists, and Switchfoot is one of my favorite bands, because not only is their music like incredibly just meaningful if you listen to the lyrics especially, but they're so good to their fans, and I just love it so much. But anyways, I am giving you this update to let you know that I do have a little bit more footage, and I am going to upload that probably in one video. It's going to be about an 8-minute or so video of stars from the actual concert, and then 2 songs that he sang for the after show in Pittsburgh. So I promise that I will be getting back to book videos soon. The concerts have taken over my life, and I'm trying to get footage up so I can move on and do more of the book videos that I had planned on putting up in these last 2 weeks. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the concert footage that I have, and I will see you guys soon.